Hello and welcome back to a painting video. Today we are going to be painting a Adeptus Sororitas. I think I'm not quite sure because I've been explaining some of the lore to my wife and she's like, are there any girls? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, there's these space nuns that kill stuff. And she's like, ooh, cool. So I'm gonna paint up like a little concept for her of like what she wants and stuff. So let's go through that. So as always, we're gonna start at the lowest layer, and our lowest layer is the cloth underneath. So for all of our cloth, we're gonna try to do mostly contrast for this, because if she's gonna be building an army, she's gonna be painting it for the most part. So let's get, the cloth is going to be pink. So let's do, I don't have a pink contrast, but we're gonna use a centaur skin color. I think it is a pink, it's a pinky pink, and we can change that up with a wash and stuff. So let's just get this pink, and then let's go for all the cloth. So that's gonna be the undersuit. It's gonna be this piece here. We did a zenithal prime on this because we are going to be mostly using contrast paints. So in order for that usable, we needed it to be white. So contrast paint color, but there are pinks that you could use, but my wife likes the more pastel colors. I'm just gonna get a bigger brush. That's a little small brush for this. Putting a thin coat on it. And we'll do another thin coat after it dries to get full coverage here. On TikTok, I've seen someone do Sailor Moon. I think it's a Dark Eldar, and they look cool. So it doesn't have to be all grimdark all the time. You can make it, like I always say, you can make it your own. You don't have to follow any certain paint schemes or anything. You can make each one your own army. You can have your own lore behind it if you want to do that kind of thing. As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. Let me get the back of it here as well. So let's go for all the cloth here. So that's going to be this piece as well. And the same on this side. Trying our best to avoid the armor parts, because like I said, contrast is going to be our main player here. So let's get some more pink on here. It definitely needs time to dry before we kind of attack it some more. So in the meantime, let's go to the face. We'll get a base. Actually, you know what? Since I said contrast for her, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Gilliman's Flesh. Because I want it simple, because this is her first army, first time painting miniatures, all that stuff. We want to make it as easy as possible. So like when I would do that paint and that pale flesh paint and paint it on and all that, we're gonna do just a contrast of Gilliman's Flesh here. Here we get the neck and all of that there. So that'll get her face. Yeah, I wanted to go into like a more complicated paint scheme, but I was like, oh no, this isn't for me. I should do it how she would want it. So now let's get to armor. And for the armor, we're gonna go with this Luxian purple, I believe. I have a ton of purple contrast paints, and I was been trying to find the right one for a long time. I really do like the pastels. I would do this oozing purple. Like you want something close to like a pastel. And I think this kind of dries good, so we'll see. So this is gonna be, the armor is gonna be purple. So that's all of this. I missed some pink there, I'm noticing. So let's just... My wife's favorite color is like a lavender. She loves pink, so she wants to naturally paint the armor of her space nuns the same color. So we're going to try our best here to avoid splashing onto this pink that we already have here. So you've already splashed them on the back, but we have to do another coat, so it's kind of okay right now. But just be as careful as we can when we're in here. It's got a lot. This one's got a lot of. This is the only sister battle that I had laying around. So she has a big old gun, the big old heavy bolter right now, so it's kind of hard to maneuver around in there, but I think we can get it. Then we get the chest here. Try to avoid the symbols everywhere, because we do want to try to do contrast paints as much as we can. So in order to do that, we have to preserve the white, or you'll have to go over again and repaint the white, which is what we want to avoid as much as possible. So the backpack would also be purple, because we're following kind of Space Marine rules here, right, where their backpacks are the same color as their armor. We'll do something different for the ammo pack that's on it, but yeah, originally I was going to do my Tyranids purple and gold. That's why I have so many purple contrast paints, because I was trying to find the right shade of purple that matched that blue-violet color that I like of purple. There's a fleur-de-lis on here, and that's the symbol of the Adeptus Sororitas. So you just want to, again, we're just trying our best not to hit that stuff. That should be all the purple. Oh wait, no, it's not. You need a smaller brush though. So under their arms here, this is armor. So just want to get that. Do the same here. Here we go. Now we've had that pink's had time to dry, we can go back into it. And then get some of these areas that we missed here. So like the top of this. We're just getting the cracks right now. So I would definitely look for a pink contrast paint before I started her on this journey. I haven't looked at them, so I don't know which ones are good or not. Like a good kind of pastel-y pink color. Don't really get a lot of pastels with contrast because it has to be kind of heavily pigmented to show up anyway, but you can find an approximation. Even if we want to go like with a fleshy color, like a Caucasian fleshy color, like, then we can kind of build from there. Just paint over that bit that we got there. I need some more down here. And I keep accidentally touching this, so I'm going to put this on the little stand because I'm going to mess this up if I keep touching the contrast paint while it's drying right here. It's gonna look ugly. So let's just do that. And we gotta go back into this purple because again, I miss spots. You can see the inside of this armor here, this little bit there, and then we'll also get the ring and stuff in there, the shirt seal and stuff like that, just to protect it a little bit better. Okay, gloves and leather are all going to be white. We're going to leave those white. So like the belt, we can see it kind of is going to be white. The gloves are going to stay white. For the bolt gun, we're going to use this Othermatic blue for the outer casing before we get into metallics. So this is a kind of pastel-y blue color that we're going to use for the outer shell here. Doggie's eating something and I don't know what it is. Hey, what are you eating? Oh, okay, it's her little chew toy. So let's just paint this. Like that. Wait, we're also going to get the ammo box here. I'm going to paint that with the blue as well. Okay, so that's the blue. Now we can get into the metallics, or let's go to the blacks. Let's get this black Templar color here. Boop. And we're going to put this on the hoses here. Just being careful not to touch the spots that we have here. The belt of the bolts here, we're also going to paint with the black. And then these like hoses as well back there, just because we want to break up some of that stuff and add like a little bit more contrast into this. So we're just going through here, getting all the angles here of the hose and the belt of the bolter here. Okay, and then we want the hoses here on the top of the armor. I'm just gonna clean it up here. Just get a dry brush and kind of go in there. And then we're gonna also get this like carry handle black right there. Now we're gonna go into the gold, which is this speed paint Hoplite gold. It looks really good. I used it on my Black Templar. It's a pretty good gold contrast type paint, and it's metallic, so that's helpful. So let's get some of this here, and we want to get the fleur-de-lis, the tips of all the bolts. Like that. I'm gonna get the fleur-de-lis there, the eagle here, I bought these secondhand, so they're a little, the paint's a little thick on these guys, you can see. Then the little skull guy up here. Trying to keep it pretty simple, the Inquisition symbol here. You don't want to go too much into detail for your first models, you know? You just want to, you kind of just want to get them going, and then you can play with them and see if you like them, right? That's the most important thing, is do you like playing with them? And then you can go heavier into different styles of painting, like that you see on YouTube, right? All these guys are like, oh, I did like 3 different colors on here to do this. And you know, for your first models, you want to keep it a pretty simple paint scheme on them. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Gunmetal for our metallic silver. There's probably a speed paint that is a metallic silver gunmetal color that works really good, so we'll probably be looking into that too. But this stuff goes on pretty good, so you don't have to worry so much about coverage. Because that's the problem with regular paints, is that you do have to think about coverage and how many times you have to put paint on this model before it looks like there's paint on it. Like you saw with the pink, right? You saw like that it was pretty thin, so I had to do a couple of coats. But you know, you don't always have to do multiple coats of everything. If you do speed paints and contrasts, it's just 1 coat. Sorry, I just I had some thick paint in the barrel there, and I had to blow it out so that I think my dog just farted. There's a ghost in my house. Let's get around there. Get the top there. Then the back end of all these casings here. That. Go in here, do the same thing to the backs in there. I'm going to get this grenade painted. I'm going to get the other side of the bolter. Like that. Fish for any spots in here that you think that would benefit from a metallic-y bit. I mean, realistically, it's all metal, right? But it's just painted metal or not. And that's up to you. So there's that. Now we have this purity seal, which we will do the Blood Angels Red just on the purity seal. That wax seal there. And then we'll take Skeleton Horde to get the paper of that. Right here. And now, get our hair. We'll do a Wildwood, if I can find it. Wildwood contrast paint for brown. And just put that on. Here we go, she's got brown hair, don't care. And then we can do some washes. So we're gonna get Reichland Flesh, which is our red wash, to go over the pinks. So let's take this and then just hit the pinks with it, and that'll help add some shadow and definition to it, to the creases and stuff. You know, all that, let all this stuff do the work for you. If this is your first time painting, your first army, you know, definitely take your time and take pride in it, but you know, nothing, it doesn't have to be crazy perfect. It doesn't have to be some crazy, it doesn't have to be like the crazy quality that you see on YouTube all the time, because that's one thing. First of all, it's going to slow you down, right? Because if you're not familiar with the paints or anything like that, you're not going to be able to get those things. It's going to frustrate you, and then you're not going to want to paint your models or play the game, right? So it's just important to kind of work through that stuff in time, not just go head first into it, because it's not going to work out for you. It might, but you know, let's not take that chance here. So we got that, and then we're gonna black wash the whites on her with Known oil that I have like none of. So we're gonna get the gloves, and what this is gonna do is gonna, first of all, kind of battle it up, right? Make it look a little bit more worn, but it's also gonna put those recesses, it's gonna get them like between the fingers all nice. I'm gonna get the belt here underneath with this, and we can also wash the metallics as well. It really helps metallics kind of sing better. Get the grenade. And that's it. That's all you have to do to have a playable first miniature. So here's our Sister of Battle. She's looking pretty fierce and cool. And all this will dry and it'll create those shadows and stuff for us. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.